Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I have a very special video, a video that I'm very excited about. And if you can't find me on your screen, look in the bottom left. I'm right here. I'm right here. I know my face cam is really, really small. I wish I could have maybe made it a little bit bigger, but it's really small. But we are on NFL Mock Draft Database Simulator. And today, we're going to be doing an NFL mock draft, which I've seen some 49ers content creators start to do this. So I was like, you know what? I got to get started as well. So this is my mock draft 1.0. I don't know how good this NFL mock draft database simulator is. Hopefully it's kind of realistic, but we're just going to be picking the best players available and what player, if that player somehow is available, because you never know. A lot of crazy things happen on draft night. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, make sure you guys drop a like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into it, man. Let's go. Okay. Okay. I already see one unlikely pick that would happen. And oh my God. Okay. They're often in. Okay. We're not going to do any trades right now. But let's see. Let's see what teams. Okay. So we got Shador, we got Cam Ward. These are wouldn't be surprised if these are the first two to go off the board on draft night. You got Jackson Dart. Yeah, this is very unlikely. But I wouldn't be surprised because Jackson Dart on a lot of people's lists, he's kind of like been the best quarterback in this draft. Like a lot of people think that he is. Then you got Kelvin Banks, which is kind of the guy I wanted. Hopefully on draft night the Niners have him there. But then you got Will Johnson, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Williams, and then James Pierce Jr. Okay, so this is kind of a shocking one as well because James Pierce Jr. has kind of fell out of he's kind of fell out of the top 10. I remember James Pierce Jr. was supposed to be like a number one pick, and then he didn't. And then we got this one. This could be very realistic. A lot of people don't realize this. This could be very realistic. Ashton Genty to the Bears. I could definitely see this happening because, man, they just got Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson and Gibbs. Those are two guys that, they cooked. They cooked. So could see that happening. But now enough jibber jabbering talking about the random teams that we don't care about. You guys didn't listen. You guys did not come here to watch that. Now we have some players on the list here. We got Mason Graham. Man, I've always had so much trouble saying this guy's name. It's every time I've always had so much trouble saying this guy's name. Like I might have to look up right now. How do you say this guy's name? How do you say that first name? Like I know who this is. Arizona wide receiver. This guy's very good route runner. All that. But how do you say his first name? Like if someone could tell me down below, I would love to know. Then you got Will Campbell, one of the best, if not the best, offensive tackles in this year's draft. You got Malachi Starks, Luther Burden, Tyler Warren, the best tight end in the draft. Josh Simmons, great offensive tackle. Nick Scorton, a lot of people have this guy over. I've actually seen some people literally say they would take Nick Scorton over Abdul Carter. Would I do that? No. I think Abdul Carter is him. I think he's very good. I would take Abdul Carter. If Abdul Carter somehow fell to the Niners, that's like a dream for me, but it's not gonna happen. But right now, let's talk about these two players right here: Will Campbell and Mason Graham. Now, for the Niners, there's a lot of things. We need an offensive tackle, and we need our defensive line to upgrade because we're losing Javon Hargrave, and well, we could sign Hargrave back for cheaper, which I don't think he'd want to come back. I don't know. I don't really want him back, to be honest with you. Our team has to start getting younger. And then we got Malik Collins, which Malik Collins, he did better than Eric Armstead this year. So I think we keep Malik Collins. I've liked Malik Collins a lot. I thought he's been pretty good. And then you got Will Campbell, of course. We need a tackle, a guard. Will Campbell maybe could replace Trent Williams. You never know. But for this right here, this is kind of simple for me. Looking at this, you see Mason Graham predicted draft. He's supposed to go 5. Do I think Mason Graham will fall 5 to us? No. There's no possible way the guy will fall 5. He's so talented. He has so many tackles. He only had 3.5 sacks this season, but the guy's a junior, played with the Michigan Wolverines. He's an absolute dog. He is a dog. And if you're a quarterback and you see Mason Graham, you're going to be scared. The way he rushes the quarterback, he's fast. I think I'm going to have to go with Mason Graham. And now, if you're an Niners fan, you're like, bro, but we need an offensive lineman. This offensive lineman draft is very good, but I want to pick the guy that's best available. And the guy that was supposed to go at pick 5 falls all the way to pick 11. You got to pick him up. And people are like, oh, but why wouldn't you pick up McMillan? Because we don't need another wide receiver. So I'm going to go with Mason Graham, defensive lineman from Michigan. Now, we're going to the next pick. Let me know what you guys feel about that pick. I don't think Mason Graham will fall to us, but imagine if he did. If Mason Graham fell to us, oh my God, that'd be brilliant. That'd be brilliant. We're not going to do any trades today. No. Okay. I'm already seeing one guy's name that's already standing out to me. You got Harold Fannin Jr. A lot of people have been talking about this guy. I don't know if I'm the only one. Like, yeah, he's good. He can block. He do a lot of things, but the guy played with Bowling Green University. Like, I don't know if I trust the guy. Like, I don't know. You got Jared Ivory, Alfred Collins, Will Howard. Who else you got here? He's got a lot of different guys here. Gunnar Helm. This is a guy. Very good. Oh, you got the Scat Pack. Love that guy. But honestly, right here, there's one guy that stands out, and this is where you guys are probably, if you're watching this video, like, bro, why would you not draft an offensive tackle first round? That's what we need. But if this man right here, Cameron Williams, falls to us, Cameron Williams is an absolute dog. He is a dog. Cameron Williams, like, this is why I said this draft class is so stacked with offensive tackles. Like, if we can get Cameron Williams, that'd be absolutely brilliant. He's 6'5", 335 pounds. He can move quickly. He's very good. He is a very good tackle. He's a top tackle in this draft, as you can tell. That's why he's here. Then you got Jack Sawyer. Jack Sawyer, listen, I'm a Niners fan and I'm a Texas Longhorns fan. We know Jack Sawyer, the guy that picked up that fumble from Quinn Ewers and took it home. Now, the Niners also do need an edge, right? I think we do need someone to pair up with Nick Bosa, because I feel like Leonard Floyd is good, but he's kind of getting old, and that's a topic I talked about earlier. Is we can have an old offensive line, not an offensive line, defensive line. Like, yeah, Leonard Floyd didn't have a bad season, but he's getting older, and my point is will he be the same Leonard Floyd next season? You never know. And let's say if he is the same Leonard Floyd, he's old now. He's getting older and older. We need to have a backup for him. Like, if we had Jack Sawyer and Leonard Floyd, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. But I think right now you can't pass up on a guy like Cameron Williams, and our offensive line is our biggest need out of all. So I'm going to pick Cameron Williams out of Texas. Now, Mason Graham, Cameron Williams, these guys right here already making our team so much better. Now, I'm looking at one guy. If he can stay on the list right now, that would be brilliant, but I don't think he's going to. If he does somehow, that is insane. And now the Cowboys, get out of here. Now, no, he just left. No, where did he go? Where did he go? Where did he go? Oh my gosh, okay, I don't know where he went. Which sucks. But now, okay, listen, this is a big thing. Because I like Tate Ratledge, but I also love Jared Ivey. And we already picked an offensive tackle. And Jared Ivey, he's a guy that he's fast. He had 7 sacks this year. He's a big boy, 6'6", 285 pounds. He's very fast, like very fast. And this is another guy, I just think if he falls to you, can't pass up on him. I do like Tate Ratledge, though, as well. Alfred Collins is definitely another guy that's very, very underrated. Like, Alfred Collins is a guy that if Mason Graham, I don't think Mason Graham would be there, but let's say if this pick that I had right now at 11 wasn't Mason Graham and it was like Will Campbell or Kelvin Banks Jr., and then I picked Cameron Williams, I think I would pick Alfred Collins or Jared Ivey in this draft. But now, since we already have a defensive lineman, actually no, because if we would have if we were to pick Calvin Banks in the first round, I probably would have picked a defensive lineman in not a defensive lineman. I'm mixing my words up. You guys put two and two together, you guys get what I mean. If we didn't pick Mason Graham, this pick would be different. But since we already have a defensive lineman in Mason Graham, which if this wasn't Mason Graham, I do think we would pick Alfred Collins. But another role we need to fix, and I said that before in today's video, is Jared Ivey edge. We need an edge. So that's who we're going with, a guy that can maybe back up Leonard Floyd or maybe even take Leonard Floyd's role, since Leonard Floyd is getting older and older and older. And that's just something we need to fix, right? And now this is going to be might be controversial to a lot of people. Now, there's two people on this list that I do love. I love Gunnar Helm and I love Cameron Skattebo. Listen, first off, we could talk about Gunnar Helm. I know maybe I'm a little bit biased since I'm a Texas Longhorns fan, but Gunnar Helm, 60 receptions, 786 yards, 7 touchdowns. And I think Gunnar Helm's he's a tight end the Niners would want, since he's a guy that loves to block, which the Niners look for that. He's a guy that loves to block. He has great hands. His route running, he is kind of slow, but honestly, you can work on that in the NFL level. I bet you can get him faster, stronger. So they could work on that. But do I think if Gunnar Helm is here, I think you pick him. But if Cameron Skattebo is here, you pick Cameron Skattebo. No doubt you pick Cameron Skattebo. Or not even Cameron. I don't even know if his full name is Cameron. Cam Skattebo. Cameron, 293 carries, 1.7 thousand yards, 21 touchdowns. He averaged 6 yards a carry. It's Cam Skattebo. You pick, and I know some Niners fans are like, well, we have McCaffrey, but McCaffrey, he's had those injuries. He's had this year, and I love McCaffrey. McCaffrey is literally my brother. Like, I love that. I love McCaffrey. I got a jersey of the man. I mean, who doesn't? If you're a Niners fan, you don't have a McCaffrey jersey. Are you really even a Niners fan? Probably not. Simple. But I just think Cam, he could also play fullback as well. I don't know. We have Juszczyk, but you never know, man. Like, I think Cam Skattebo, he's a dual threat guy. He can throw the ball as well. You got to go with Cam Skattebo, man. You got to go with Cam Skattebo. I love Cam Skattebo. He is such a dog. He's a demon. He's super good. He's fast. He's big. He's super strong. You can't take him down. And call me crazy, but he's not much more different than Ashton Jeanty. I mean, he played on Arizona State. I think if you put Cam Skattebo on Boise State, I think he kind of does the same thing, but I can't really say that because Ashton Jeanty is probably he is on a different level. He is on a different level. And look, we just missed out on Gunnar Helm. The New Orleans Saints picked him up. Now for the next pick, we have round 4, pick 112. Yeah, as you guys can see, Gunnar Helm literally got picked, and now we have. Oh, this is tough. We have a couple linebackers in here and a couple of cornerbacks. Now, do I want to pick a linebacker right now? I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I think this one's kind of easy. I think the Niners, we do need some depth at cornerback. I think Charvarius Ward is going to be gone next year, since he's going to want a bag. He's going to want a lot of money, and you got to respect the guy. He wants the money, right? Now, but this begs the question, what do the Niners do here? I think you got to go with the man from Georgia, Daylen Everette. The guy had 45 solo tackles, 3 interceptions. He's fast. He's 6'1", 190. He's a junior. He's very good. He's very, very good. He's fast. I like, he won this SEC MVP. He's literally the one that intercepted Ewers. He's a clutch player. I think you got to go with Dalen Everett here for cornerback. Look at this draft, man. Niners fans. Oh no, they just took a player off the board that I wanted. No. No, they just took my boy Jake Majors, man. They just took my boy freaking Jake Majors. Okay, that's a little bit annoying. They took my boy Jake Majors. Real ones know. The Niners, like, man, we need to draft Jake Majors. I don't care what anyone says. If Jake Majors is available, we draft the guy Jake Majors. I think he's the best center in this draft. The Niners do need a center, but I like Jake Majors is really the only center that I love this draft, even though there's a lot of centers in this draft class that are good, but I just love Jake Majors. Next, we do need a safety. I mean, listen, safeties for us have kind of been a blessing. We have Talanoa Hufanga, which he could be leaving. Then we have Malik Mustafa, a guy that's blossomed from Wake Forest, a guy that's huge, a guy that's blossomed, and he's going to blossom into a beautiful safety next year. He already has been a great safety this year. But do I want to pick another guy from Penn State and Jalen Reed? We already picked Jair Brown from there, and Jair Brown has been, I mean, Jair Brown was really good last season, and then this season he was just bad. He was just not good. He was very mid. That's a great word I'll use for him. He was very mid. It wasn't good. Just not great. Jalen Reed, 51 solo tackles, 3 interceptions. You gotta go with Jalen Reed. He's the best available safety on this draft. I do also like Billy Bowman, but I like Jalen Reed's playing style better. The way he reads coverages way better. He's faster, 6 feet tall, 209 pounds. He's also a clutch player as well. I just think you got to go with a guy in Jalen Reed. So I'm going to go Jalen Reed here. Now, I think at this point in the draft, we have literally the next pick. See, I don't. I think this is where you got to go. This is tough. See, damn, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all gotta, like, listen, for people that literally hate on general managers for drafting, bro, this is hard, dude. This is hard, man. You got a lot of pressure on you because there's a lot of good players this draft. I like a lot of players this draft class, but one position we haven't drafted is linebacker, and I think the Niners need a lot of depth in the linebacker position. Like, it's kind of getting bad at this point. We need a lot more depth in the linebacker position, and one guy I'm looking at right here, Jay Higgins. Now, he's kind of the only linebacker that sticks out to me on this list. Like, there's nothing really else that sticks out to me. I do like this tight end, Luke Lakey, however you say his name. I've watched some of his games before. He is pretty good. But see, nothing really else for linebackers here. I mean, you got Jamin Dumas-Johnson, but the name that sticks out to me the most is Jay Higgins. Jay Higgins had a pretty good season. He had a pretty good season this year, with 1 sack, 53 tackles, 4 interceptions. Jay Higgins, welcome to the San Francisco 49ers. And I think this whole draft is just filling out positions that are needed. That's literally what this whole thing is just filling out positions that are needed. And I think right now, if this was our draft, then I cooked. Let me know what you guys think, because I think right now I've been cooking. I don't know how many more draft picks we have here. We have about 4 more. Super annoyed they picked Jake Majors. There's no way Jake Majors would go in the 5th round. Like, I'm sorry. He's good, but he's not a 5th round center. Now, I'm already seeing him right here, but we can scroll down on the list. I don't know if I should make this draft spicy. I don't know if I should make this draft spicy or not. But I do think the Niners need tight end depth. Like, I do think the Niners need tight end depth. And I think for the Niners, like, we literally just have Kittle, and Kittle's getting older, and I'm not saying Kittle's ever going to be bad. I think Kittle's an absolute demon. He's so good. He's great. But it's just we need a backup for him, and we can't keep getting these older guys. We just keep getting old guys. Like we got well, I forget his name. Eric Saubert. We had Eric Saubert this year. Like Eric Saubert, I would want a rookie to step in there and be like at least a rookie. This is his first time in the league. You're giving him chances. You don't know much about him. Maybe he's a gem. And right now, what round are we in right now? This is like the money spot for drafts for tight ends. What round are we in? Where can I check? I think we're in like the 5th round. We're in the 6th round. Okay. I'm going with my boy. I'm gonna butcher his name so bad. Oronde Gadsden the second. The guy's a baller. 73 receptions, 934 yards, 7 touchdowns. He averaged 12 yards a catch. The guy's huge, 6'7", 236 pounds. The guy's a dog. And when he plays in all, like in 2021, he missed, I think it was because of an injury. 2023, he missed because of an injury. But 2022, 2024, he literally almost had he had 969 yards in 2022 and then 934 yards in 2024. So I think this is a guy, he could be a gem. It's kind of like a bust or a gem type of pick. So we're going with Oronde from Syracuse tight end. I think George Kittle needs, he needs a break sometimes, man. It's always George Kittle, and I love George Kittle, but it's like, man, give the man a break. He needs a break. But okay. Round number 7. Now, I've only drafted one offensive lineman, and I know some people are probably going to be like, bro, like you've only drafted one offensive lineman. This is what the Niners need. We need an offensive lineman. And this is where you guys can take a deep breath and relax because I'm drafting an offensive lineman right now. Okay. Drafting an offensive lineman right now. I think for the Niners, a lot of Niners fans are like, oh my God, we need to upgrade our offensive line. But there's a lot of things we need to upgrade. It's not just offensive line. I do think we are good in a lot of positions, but the main thing we do need to upgrade is our offensive line. And right here, I'm looking at Connor Colby. Miles Frazier. See, this is a tough pick as well because I also do like Ozzy Trapilo. See, this is why it's hard. This would be a hard man. Like, I'm glad I'm not a drafty because I swear I feel pressure, man. This is definitely a pressure situation. You can look into all these guys. You got Shiloh Sanders, Baron Sorrell. Baron Sorrell's he's a demon. Jimmy Horn. I like this guy right here. But I don't know if the Niners need more wide receivers, man. I'm tired of us drafting wide receivers. Every single draft, we're drafting a freaking wide receiver. I don't think we need more. But actually, no, we could. You know what? I'm not gonna say anything right now. But we're gonna be drafting. See, this is why it's hard. This is why it's difficult. But I mean, Connor Colby, he has such a nice mullet. He's 6'6", 310 pounds. I think we're gonna go with Connor Colby. He's fast. He can block really well. I'm gonna go with Connor Colby here, just so we can. I want the Niners to draft max 2. Max. We need to draft 2 offensive linemen this draft, and I think we'll be fine. Now, this is where, and I think if Connor Colby wasn't there, or I think if Connor Colby wasn't there, I think Jake Majors is there, and I think we draft Jake Majors. Or if Oronde Gadsden pick and Jake Majors is available, I'm drafting Jake Majors. If Jay Higgins isn't there, I might be drafting Jake Majors at 139, but I feel like that's a little bit of a stretch. But 189, 228, Jake Majors is, if Jake Majors is available, that's where you draft him. I feel like in this NFL mock draft database simulator, Jake Majors went in like the 3rd round. Like he's not going in the 3rd round. Now for this pick, we have 2 more picks, and I think it's like, do we draft another offensive lineman? Do we draft another offensive lineman or another D lineman? Now, I don't really know much about. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buckaroo with y'all. I don't nothing about Tonka Hemingway, but he's a defensive lineman. But it's just like, I do think the Niners need cornerback depth, but I do also want the Niners to draft an offensive lineman. Do I want them to draft a running back? No, because we already have Cam Skattebo. For this pick, I'm gonna go. I'm going to go Miles Frazier, man. We're going to load up on offensive linemen. Now, for this last pick, I do know who I'm going to pick for this one. I swear, if someone picks him, then this is rigged and it literally just takes all my players that I want. But we have the Niners on their last pick. Please don't tell me he's been taken, because I actually want him right here. I said I don't want the Niners to draft a wide receiver, but I love Jimmy Horn. Jimmy Horn Jr. is a absolute baller. Or we could go Jimmy Horn, or we could go Delonte. I think his name is Delonte Wester. But do I want Jimmy Horn? I like Jimmy Horn. He's a baller, 5'10", 170. I do think with Ronnie Bell being gone, I think we're only going to have Chris Conley. Like, I do think we need some depth in the wide receiver position. So to end off this draft in a fun way, we're going to be picking Jimmy Horn Jr. And Jimmy Horn Jr., 37 receptions for only 441 yards. Now, no, it doesn't seem that good, but he's very fast. He's got pretty good route running. I wouldn't mind him. He could be a gem. I'm saying everyone's going to be a gem. Everyone's a gem. Everyone's a gem in here. Everyone's a gem. But this is my mock draft, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know how you guys feel. We'll run through it real quick. We got Mason Graham at pick 11. We got Cameron Williams at pick 43. They're giving me an A. Jared Ivey, edge from Mississippi. We got an A+ for that. Cameron Scatterbo, an A. I really want Cam Scatterbo really bad. Then we got Dalen Everett. That's an A+. Jalen Reed, that's an A+. Jay Higgins, A+. Like, look at this draft. I cooked, man. I really did cook. Let me know what you guys feel about this draft class. I honestly think this draft class makes it an A+ because we did draft Mason Graham. But I do think even if that was a Kelvin Banks, even if that was a Will Campbell, that's a W. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video, man. If you guys want another mock draft, this was mock draft 1.0. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys drop a like, comment, subscribe. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Let's go.